For today's video, let's talk about this B4 opening known as a Polish opening or Orangutan opening, also known as Sokolski opening. And speaking of Sokolski, this game was played by Sokolski himself in 1958 versus Istrukach. Alright, so there you go. B4 and then E5, Bishop B2, F6. So black decided to go F6. But the usual line here is after the Bishop B2, Bishop takes B4, Bishop takes E5, and now White is ready to capture the G7 here. But don't worry, you only have to do is to go Knight F6, and it's all good for black. So let's say E3 or any kind of development, and then D5. The bishop is ready to develop, and of course the knight after. So nothing to worry if you are black here. But in the game, let's proceed. F6. The problem of this move is number one, the knight cannot go on F6. It opens the long diagonal, and at the same time here the queen can anytime to go on H5 once you move your pawn on E3 or E4. So let's just continue the game, and now E4 move, sacrificing this B4 pawn for the quick development of number one, the queen on H5, and number two, the bishop on C4. Bishop takes, bishop C4, just maintaining the pressure, no need to hurry, but just setting the pieces. It's just like if you want to execute an attack or deploy an attack, you have to set first your pieces. Make sure all of your pieces are ready before you execute any kind of attack. Knight C6, and here another sacrifice pawn, but the purpose of this move is to break the king side. F4, E takes F4, Knight H3. Why not Knight F3? This is the usual square for the knight. Because if you're gonna move Knight F3, you are blocking the queen going to H5 and check. So Knight H3, also attacking the pawn on F4, Knight G7, and Knight takes F4, Knight A5. And here, Sokolski is not into a waiting game. He doesn't want to wait or to set up pieces like castling. I gonna go to have this surprising bishop takes F6, sacrifice bishop, and black decided, no, I will not capture you. Why? If G takes and there's a queen H5, that's a huge problem for black. So just rook F8, Knight H5, supporting the bishop. At the same time, there's a threat mate here, one move checkmate. Knight takes C4, Knight takes G7, King F7, and castling. Another good development. You have to save your king. You have to, the usual way to make sure your king is secure is by doing the castling. At the same time, giving a good file for your rook on F1, King G8, and there you go, Queen H5. Rook takes bishop, rook takes rook, Knight G6, hoping that black would recover from this kind of massive attack by Sokolski. However, once again, Sokolski is not into waiting game. Rook takes knight, pawn takes, and then queen takes. Anytime this knight is ready to go to E6, capturing the queen, and that is a sure win for white. King H8, Knight E8, good move. Knight E8, of course, the target is to mate on G7. Queen E7 and Knight F6, resign. How can you defend the G8 and H7 square? Let's say Queen G7, there's a Queen H5, still checkmate. Wow. So now if you want to try this B4 opening, why not?